What up? What up? What up? I don't know which one is going, but I'm talking to two different ones right now. Let's go. Let's go. I think my microphone is on a couple different things here. Listen, I'm on live right here. The round table's over there. I want y'all to be clicking on your Chooch's channel so that y'all can see this live stream. If you go into my pinned comment right there, that is the link to the live with the praying mailman. You got crazy man Derek. You got JB. You got Badmouth. I don't know why they call him that, but and you got your Chooch over there. I need y'all to slide over there. And right there in my pinned comment, that's it right there. Pointing like y'all can see it. Go click on that because they will be going live in a few minutes. I'm just doing this because I'm gonna be over there, but not enough people over there yet. So I need y'all to go over there. I'm talking to my channel to make sure they go over there. That's how we do it. Beautiful, beautiful. I know this was a improv. I need y'all to click on that link so you could go over to your Chooch's channel because they got the letter carriers over there. They speak about delivering mail and stuff like the soft part of the post office. Where the little, like the stuff that the NALC does. Like I don't know. So y'all got the praying mailman over there. Y'all got a bunch of people. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I'm trying to I don't know how silence my mic over there, brother. I don't know if it'll silence this mic. I mean, I wish I could just share the screen. Boom.
Yeah, I'll figure it.
I do not have permission to live stream. Come on. What are you doing to me here?
You don't?
Why is it saying shit? Hold on.
Or at least we get it figured out.
All right, hold on. See what I gotta do here. Gotta pull J back up and see if he can talk me through this.
This is why I like being a guest and not
For sure.
Hey, Jay. Jay, come back on. I just need a little assist here. It's saying I don't have permission. So what do I have to do from YouTube Studio to create a permission for a live stream here? That is what I got to figure out. Oh, wait, did I just do it? Okay. Selected. We do want to live stream this. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Come on here. Let me see.
Damn.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you. It's saying I don't
hear
have permission to live stream.
I think you need to request it 24 hours. I thought this was not your first live stream, but
tell me that.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. Nothing but thugs and
Oh,
gangsters.
wait, here it goes. It's going.
Beautiful.
I just had to tweak it.
Hey, it says it's being live streamed. Right on.
Sir.
Right.
Crisis averted.
All right.
Meeting is being live.
Are we live? Are we live? Well, here we come. It's coming. It's coming.
I gotta sign in.
All
Phone says
right.
you're live.
Okay. All right. We are live. Let me refresh my phone here to make sure you. All right. Yeah. All right. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry for the little delay there. You know, no one is no one is as familiar with this.
We lost you.
No, hold on.
Oh, until y'all get it right.
Wait
It
a
is
minute.
live streaming on my channel.
And what the hell's happening here, Jay?
I don't know. It says this meeting is being live streamed.
Yeah, I'm right here. Is it all right? It looks like it's all coming through the way it's supposed to here. So
Mhm.
You're asking the wrong guy, man. I don't use
all
Zoom.
right. I'm sorry, folks. Like I said, it's been a minute since we've done the live stream here, but I think we got it here. I apologize. Jay's the expert. I'm the novice. All right. Where's everybody where's everybody in the Zoom here? Why did it
What are y'all
start?
doing? I'm live. Yes, I'm live.
All right. Let me try this again. I'm going to end the live on that one because something's going on over there.
Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Should have did a trial run before.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand why I'm flying solo and the other guys aren't in the room with me.
My
But
computer machine.
Maybe it's I don't know.
see if I can do it from the phone.
I mean, looking at the YouTube right now, I can see everyone pop up as they talk.
All right. Hey, how we doing, everybody? Are we here? Are we good?
The Brady Bunch. Look at this.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Apologies, everybody. Yeah, this is I'm going to switch it over here to my. All right.
He touching too much.
All right.
All right.
Are we on the proper screen now?
I think we're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Apologies, everybody. All right. Good evening. Welcome. I'm so glad that I'm able to amass such a great group of people here. I've got carriers from all neck of the woods here. Some in very small stations, some in little larger stations. We got SNDC representation here. We got your mom and pop shops here. A little bit of everybody. And I just want to go around the room. Of course, before we do, we want to say that this is our thoughts and opinions. We don't speak on behalf of the Postal Service. And I appreciate everybody, having their opinions, sharing their opinions in the chat. I understand that not everybody might like what we say, but what we say is our opinions, and we keep it peaceful. We keep it 100. And, nobody in here has any malicious intents whatsoever. Betterment of the Postal Service, betterment of the letter carrier. And that's why I picked these particular guys. And certainly the bridge to all greatness in the Postal Service content world is Mr. JH, who might be lingering in the background, but he might show his face and he might speak up at some point. But in the meantime, I always thank Jay for everything he does. He is he's the GOAT, and he always will be. So that being said, I wanted to speak with my first of many guests here tonight. And here's Jesse coming in here now. I got to just admit him in the room. Got our next member that just jumped in. So first I want to start with my closest compadre in terms of time that I've known him. And that would be JB down there in sunny, it says it on his shirt. You can guess where he is, And JB, always great to see you. Thanks for coming in, brother. I appreciate it. JB is one of those gentlemen that's in the SNDC world, and him and I share daily takes on what's going on down his way, what's going on in my way. So thanks
I
for
need-
being here, brother. Say a quick
I
hello.
need y'all to go over to my pinned comment. Click on that link because I'm not gonna be on this one too long. I want y'all to go over to Chooch's channel. So if you go into the comment sections right there, there's a link directly to this live feed.
Okay. Check.
Sorry.
All right. So I'm gonna hit on your live feed. I see it.
I think in Ghostbusters they say don't cross the streams.
We'll cross the street. That would be Bad Matt is gonna drop some knowledge, of course, and always good humor. All right, Jay, I see you. I see you. I got you. You're in the bottom right, and then Jesse is still looking to log in here. He's having here. It's buffering. Jay, are we linked up?
Oh shit, there we go. I got two different cameras going on here. You see that? The light is wrong. So
As always, JH saves the day.
Da-da-da.
Yep.
Looks bad.
Well, I said I'm just looking at you on my phone screen, and
Anyway, get to the point. I'm trying to
you
get the people over there. I got one camera here, one camera there. Too many cameras. One was not plugged in right. I'm gonna blame Badmouth. Nonetheless, I need y'all to click that link. Click that link. Go over to the live. Please
Where?
go over to their live.
What do I click?
Pin comment.
I got it.
Where? Where's the comment?
It's at the very top of the chat on my channel. I just clicked it.
I think Derek, we're already in the chat. Jay was
Oh,
trying to get
okay.
folk from his channel into this
Okay,
one.
okay. I'm just-
Who let Derek in the chat?
I was just saying, waiting for you, Chooch. Like, why the hell it didn't start when I told it to start? Yeah, I'll do a dry run next time. Yeah, my bad. Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
No problem.
So, all right, Jesse, are you with us, brother? I see I don't see a camera.
I'm here.
Hey, there he is. Thank you. All right, Jesse's here. Jesse's down in Florida, down there with JB. He's a letter carrier. He spoke with Jay a little while ago. So thank you, Jesse. Welcome in. Then we got Mr. Badmouth Morris. Now, very well-known entity in the carrier world, and only building his legacy more and more each day. What's up, brother?
Just being a loudmouth and picking fights every morning. So you know how it is.
You're the best. You're the best. Next up, Mailman. Take it away.
Good deal. Good deal. Good evening, everyone. My Praying Mailman clearly is my channel. I go by Matthew. You guys can call me Matthew on here. You don't have to keep calling me Praying Mailman anymore. But I am a 11-year carrier. I was a CCA for 5 years and have been a regular for the last 6. I work in a very small installation in central Illinois, where there's only 2 full routes and city routes and 1 rural route. There's no aux routes. We just started clocking in with our scanners 2 weeks ago, tomorrow. And we're not a DOAS office, and it's pretty nice.
Everybody's having a heart attack right now here.
Yeah. I've been in 2.5 years. So that's pretty cool.
There's a 50-50 shot that you were going to be the OJI, you know?
Right. Well, there's a few south of where I live, but they must like the way I train, and they keep shipping them my way. So, but I appreciate you having me on here. I've been able to learn off from you guys, from Jay and his channel and stuff. And
Right.
all you
Well,
guys are
there's
rock
a
stars,
few
in my opinion. So
I said aging rock stars. I appreciate it. It's great to have you. Really
Thank you.
learning a little bit about you, talking with you, and great to have you. And
I appreciate it.
I greatly appreciate the compliment you paid to myself and Jay. Like I said, Jay is the link to all of this. I'll
Absolutely.
never stop thanking him. Never stop pointing out that he is the most real YouTube content creator you can find on here. If you have other preferences and you like to, see what a computer can do with all of its magic and wonder, go right ahead and check that out. But, Jay just keeps it gritty, keeps it real, and thank God that, we have people that can network in the manner that, because this shit was not prevalent by any means. And one of the guys was saying to me, it's really interesting how like the carriers kind of seem to have their world built up on here, but no. I said, well, EAS is not going to be having anything on here because they have to keep everything a secret from what they're plotting, like Dr. Evil in the cave. And
Do you mind sending me the link? Is that all right?
For
the link to this? I got a surprise that might want to join you.
Oh, for God's sakes! Okay, so
I think you'll like it. Just send me the
Zoom.
Yeah, send it to me text.
Yeah, un momento. I got you. All right, bear with me, folks. All right, Jesse, are you there, brother? You're muted.
I'm here, Chooch. I'm just kind of pissed off because my video is not working right now.
Don't nobody want to see you. There's only one man with tattoos on here. Get out of here.
They want to see me, Jay. They want to see me. Stop tripping. God damn it.
Yeah, Jesse's face goes good with his mouth. I gotta say that when it comes to getting a message across, yeah, Jesse is very camera friendly.
You gotta see my ugly face with my mouth, man.
Let me get this to Jay real quick. Give me 1 second, Jay. I got you. Oh man, funny shit. All right, so who's a Philadelphia fan in here besides me? Anybody?
Not me. I'm a Raiders fan.
I've tried to be a Vikings fan for so long. When Gary Anderson missed that field goal in like '99, that was enough to make me stop watching football for like a decade.
Link said, Jay. Link said.
Christ.
Well, I'll tell you, we can do. I'm sure we can have a sports roundtable at some point. It'll get very heated, more heated than a postal talk could ever get.
Especially you got an Eagles fan up there. Y'all like to fight, man. You guys are throwing beer on me and stuff.
Yeah. Throw batteries at Santa Claus, snowballs at Santa Claus, whatever,
and they love the tush.
And oh my God.
Oh.
I love Philly. I miss Philly.
It has its redeeming qualities. I said, this is home for me. I said, my brother, he relocated to South Carolina. And I said, I don't know how the hell you're going to pull that off. But it's Charleston is beautiful. And I've been down there and I said, this is really nice, but I want to go home. I can only last so long. So listen, all right. So getting into what we're dealing with here in this crazy postal world right now. I was pondering like what to go around the table with here. And, start off by, oh, wait a minute. Oh my goodness. Wait till you see who's about to pop up in here. Holy shit. This just got real.
Surprise.
Unmute your microphone, please, my friend. Unmute your mic. Unconscious Thoughts is in the building.
Oh, man.
What's going on, my guy?
Still got your shirt, man.
This is a treat, Jay. This is fantastic. I wanted to see this gentleman and hear this gentleman.
Surprise!
I know he got an injury that I sustained back in 2017, and I hope you're back to full force.
Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
We hear you, sir.
Perfect.
I'm talking you up right now, my friend. I'm talking you up.
Everyone's talking at the same time.
I'm jealous. This is a real round table here, boy.
You see what carriers can do for your well-being. You know what I mean?
I don't know. You guys move bowling balls or something. I don't know. Mind my business. I'm just over here. Twiddle my pen.
Yeah, that's right. You go ahead and make sure that anytime you need to say something, obviously the floor is always yours. But in the meantime, I got a lot of carrier talk going on here. So, unconscious.
Yes, sir.
Tell us how you've been and what is going on lately in your world. How are you holding up?
Yeah, so dude, amazingly tonight I wanted to create something like this, and you know, I do things for my personal life. So I was at a meeting before this, and I saw your thing pop up, and if you look at YouTube, I literally just created a post like, anyone want to do a Zoom chat tonight? And look, you got one.
wow.
That's correct. Now that's a little sus right there.
No, I'm telling you, man, God works in mysterious ways. He does.
That's great. It's maybe it was meant to be, maybe it was just by chance, but it's great to see you, man. I mean, me personally, and I believe that anybody who has seen your content and has listened to you speak, there is a quality to your words that are very, very inspiring. And when I first started watching you, I said, there's something here, but I said sometimes I thought that Jay was the only link to Postal genius. You know what I mean? But then I started listening to you talk, and I said, well, Jay's kind of a dope compared to this guy,
Well, listen, I'll be untruthful if I didn't say that Corey Walton and his podcast was what really activated me.
Okay. That's okay. Credit where credit is due. Corey obviously knows that book inside and out. He is a tour de force of being a carrier, something that we all look for, to say that somebody who actually has boots on the ground and carrying mail stays quite in touch with the rank and file carrier. Now, we might have some bones to pick with the CLC, and, Corey being part of that, is to say that I understand why you would grab a guy like Corey and say, here's your new executive VP or your VP. I don't have Miss Barnes. She's vying for the regular VP, and then Corey executive, or I might have that flipped around. But nonetheless,
I think it's Kamitra Simpson Lewis out of Dallas 132 is the VP, and I think Walton's EVP.
EVP, very good.
For the CLC rather.
No, thank you. So no, if you're just talking about coming on here and talking about the world of the carrier, talking about the disillusionment that the post office has in terms of the letter carrier being the backbone of this operation and always will be, and you will not tell me any different. And I will only praise the carrier as much as the carrier praises the job every day. And I understand that in this moment, praising the carrier job is a very, very tedious, tough thing to do right now, because we all know where we stand. We all know that Derek down there is chomping at the bit to state what he's been wanting to state for so long. And we missed him too, obviously. Not everybody is able to, put the time together to come on here and do this. So this is very much a moment in time for everybody to get something off their chest. Obviously, I like to keep it professional as we can, but at the same time, that professionalism only goes so far with being a letter carrier and discussing, life when we're off the clock, when we're here with our thoughts, whether it be, hey, Jess, good to see you. There he is. You in, Jess?
Yeah, it's not put the time together either. It's delete my channel. Instruction to delete my channel.
Well, there you go.
But I'm back.
Yeah, that's obviously we're gonna
Wait,
talk about that.
What?
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, we'll go. We'll move on.
No. We can stay right there if we need to, because I love the fact that Derek was told that this was some sort of inappropriateness to be here in this safe space, which is our homes or our garage or maybe our tool sheds, whatever it may be. This is a safe space, and we make it very clear this is our opinion. And, thankfully there's this cool thing about freedom of speech, and we're following the regulations as needed. But for some reason, Derek was told ixnay on the YouTube A. And
come on, Derek.
That's true.
So Derek,
Can y'all see me?
yeah,
I can see
Yeah,
you,
I can
brother.
see you. Yeah,
You're
I can
here.
see you.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're in. There he is.
No,
You're in.
they can't see you. They can't see you.
Oh, James, come on, man. Don't do me like
No,
that.
they can't
Fuck.
see you.
I said he is Jesse. Do you know unconscious thoughts?
I don't know unconscious thoughts. Nice to
Okay.
meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. Nice
They
to
look
Hey,
like
what's up, man?
they long lost brothers.
Hey, you look like you read books, man. All right,
Read?
you're smart.
Nah. I listen to ChatGPT, bro. Hey,
Hey, you look like you read books and shit, man. All right.
Oh
that's
man,
cool.
that's funny.
Lot of knowledge in the room. Lot of fire.
All right, cool.
Lot of hours worked in this room right now. A lot of hours worked.
so what's the topic?
Yeah.
Let's do a topic discussion. I know there's a lot I want to talk about. What are you
Okay,
talking
so from
let's do a topic.
So from the jump, I said, waking up this morning and waking up every morning to say, I want to go around the room and get the feel of, in this current moment, regardless of how much time you served, whether you got 5 years, 10 years, 2 years. I said, the current feeling of going in and seeing what you see with your two eyes of what's coming through your office volume wise, what you see coming across your scanner in the morning sometimes, what you hear about job fairs, what you might have seen posted on your bulletin boards near your schedule about a possible career change or a career fair. What is the general feeling? And I want to get everybody's take on this to say, when you're waking up in the morning and you put on your blues and you say, all right, it's go time. What are you feeling in this moment in terms of stress level, in terms of when you walk through that door? Are you in a state of calm? Are you in a little bit of a tizzy? When you get out to the street, does that change for you? I'm giving you my take, obviously, as I'm telling you it. I would like to hear, starting with, let's start with Jesse down there. Jesse's down there in the right-hand corner, doing the chin. I said, Jess, tell me what you feel about that morning feeling and in this moment. Go right ahead.
Hey, man. Hey, look, shoot. I iron my uniform almost every morning. It's just a military thing. I iron my uniform. I want to get the creases. I make my coffee. I drive my little car. I show up to my job, and it's an absolute motherfucking shit show when I show up.
And that's why I started with Jesse,
right.
because I knew
It's an absolute motherfucking shit show. And I'm doing pieces, and I'm busting my motherfucking ass. And sometimes I do my pieces under 8 hours because the mail is that low. Y'all might look at me sideways and this and that when I say this. But that is what it is. That's what we have come down to at the post office. The mail volume has gotten that low where I'm doing a piece, an hour and a half piece, and I'm doing it and I'm clocking out. Boom. Okay. 17:45.
All right. That's an honest answer. And obviously that is relatable. I believe that there's firm beliefs that no matter what we do, no matter how much mail we have, we kind of have to stay on a certain timeline. Management has their idea about your timeline. But what Jesse just said is to say that, he sees what I believe everybody is going to kind of touch on is that the volume is diminishing in a pretty ugly manner on certain days. Now, this is where I'm wanting everybody to elaborate a little bit more on, the morning feeling. So if you pay attention to what you see each day and you see patterns, you see, 1,000 DPS, 2,000 DPS, back down to 800, some people down to maybe 300 or 400. I said, the different kind of towns that you're in are going to translate what kind of mail you have. Affluent towns get a lot of mail. Smaller towns might not get so much mail. Some smaller towns might get a shitload of mail. Some places don't have Amazon delivering, so you guys get all the parcels. It's a little bit different for everybody. So Jesse breaking the ice with saying that there's, time where he's finishing, ahead of the pace is to say that's what management and that's what a carrier who sees the realities of where we're at right now to say that there's a purge coming as far as I see with the idea of what a day is going to entail per carrier. So with that being said, I'd like to ask JB about his day in comparison to what Jesse said. Go ahead, JB. Same premise.
Okay, I get up in the morning, I make my coffee, I pray, I don't iron my uniform. Iron real quick. I'm driving about an hour to work. I always be there early so I can kind of calm down and see what's gonna happen. Lately, the stress level is very high, and we never know what we're gonna walk into. Sometimes it's a little hostile work environment, sometimes it's okay. But one thing that's definitely the same is that the mail volume decreased tremendously. Somehow me and Chooch always compare our DPS numbers, and it's always the same, even though he's in Philly and I'm down here.
Mm-hmm.
But lately, we have 99 walks coming up. Maybe that has something to do with it. But lately, the discrepancy is super high. So I have a big route with over 1,000 stops, and my DPS drops from 2,000 to like 800 now, maybe 1,200. But it's very low. Package volume low, maybe 1 tub of flats. Today, for some reason, I had over 3,000, but I was the only one in the office.
Yeah,
so that seemed
I concur. I concur with those numbers. we do match up pretty good on most days, and I said my route is right under the cusp of 1,000 stops. Traverses 20 miles. There's park and loop. There's clusters. There's curbside delivery, and there's business hop outs. It's a little bit of everything. It's my favorite thing in the world in terms of postal routes because it keeps I'm very, very hard to kind of stay still. So I got to keep moving. I like the idea of being busy during my day. I like a nice, calm, easy day too. But in this moment in time, you want to be a busy mail carrier because like I said, there is this feeling of the purge coming. So best to be busy, best to have some volume. And on that note, over to Mr. Badmouth. What do you have in terms of your daily grind?
Yeah, so I mean, I've seen mail dipping down. It's by no means like low, but like I'm seeing it. When I walk in my management's always, they don't like me. They're always kind of dicks. But now it's almost them being panicked. Like they are worried about their jobs, and they're doing stand-up talks saying like, you guys got undertime. If you don't capture your undertime, you're gonna lose your job. Well, we're not gonna lose our job because I haven't invented a robot to put a letter in a mail slot yet. But like the bank kiosk at the corner store can do half of their job. So they're worried about that, and they're putting it. I just have 99 done, and it was one of 5 times in the last like 9 months I've been able to complete my route in under 8 hours because we have an issue. Like there's you know how it is. There's a culture of like runners and people who make sweetheart deals and whatever. So what happens is those routes will get adjusted. It'll go from a 7 or 8 hour route to a 9 or 10 hour route, and then that runner just bids out to another route, right? And I think that's kind of what I have going on with my route. They're threatening to follow me every day. I just had IIs because I cannot complete delivery in 8 hours and return without bringing back mail. And like they're putting me in that spot where I hand in my 96, they deny it. I send a scanner message at 4:30. Will be unable to complete route 1907 in the approved time. Do you want me to return with the mail or continue delivery? And if they don't respond, I continue with delivery. So now they're jamming me up on that, trying to get me to run on an overburdened route. I'm not going to do that.
So life is good, you're saying? Life is good.
Oh, I mean, like I ain't hurting for shit to do. And like I wake up every morning and I need to pick a fight with someone anyway, so I might as well be that dickhead. You know what I mean? So like it's one of those it's one of those things. Got to direct that into I hate a bully and I hate and if they're trying to pick on me, I'm smarter, faster, meaner, and prettier than any of those sons of bitches. So like, if they want to pick a fight with me, and that means that the CCAs aren't getting fucked with, or the retiree, you know, shuffling around who isn't trying to run his route like he did in his 20s. Like, if they're picking on me, trying to pick on me instead of that, I'm your Huckleberry, baby. Let's go. Like,
I'm the Huckleberry.
I see management's in a panic, and it seems like when my 99 happened, like it was a real light mail day. They didn't want to count my parcels. They didn't want to count they didn't want to count my flats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I got a question. I don't mean to interrupt anybody,
Go ahead,
but
Mr. H. I told you to yell Philly, Philly if you had to jump
Yeah,
in.
go,
No,
go
no.
ahead,
Philly.
Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
I got a question from somebody that asked. He's a new carrier and said, "Can someone explain what undertime is, please?" Any one of you.
Oh,
So I'm just throwing it
yeah,
out there.
undertime is like undertime's like the Easter Bunny, trickle down economics, and Santa Claus. Only people who drool on themselves believe undertime is a real thing. It's
What's
something
undertime?
management's going to tell you to try and push you to run through your route. Because here's the thing. We get our asses handed to us on Monday. They're going to say, oh, you only have X amount of letters. You only have X amount of parcels. So that means you should be able to complete your route early. I don't mess with that at all.
It means you're finishing your route before 8 hours.
Yep.
All right, let me elaborate a little bit for that person that asked. Here's the thing. Captured under time, yeah, absolutely, is not something that you want them coming to you and telling you have in the first place. Yours truly, after so many years and obviously having enough volume to sustain on, pretty much every day, minus the lightest of light days, which we rarely see in my town, to have anyone ever come up to me and say, Chooch, you have undertime captured. It doesn't happen. And if they do, try and go for it, I said, I just may give you, a tiny, tiny little smidge of them. But again, this is years and years of seeing how what this was becoming was very visible over the last couple of years, to say it is going to be good to have that somewhat overburdened route going into where we are now. So that's the case. I watch everybody be told that they have undertime captured and do a pivot and be back at this time, and they walk right by me because I said my route can sustain enough time, so I don't have to worry about that. And I hate that that's as a byproduct of going too fast, running, and giving back lunges, breaks, and comfort stops, and the things that you're supposed to do. Everybody wants to go home. I want to go home, but it will come back to bite you if you give that time back. So, Mr. Morris.
Let me.
Yeah, Jesse, please. Jesse, go ahead.
Let me tell y'all a bitter truth about undertime. All right, it differs from person to person.
This is true.
Now, a lot of carriers not going to tell you this, but there's people that's working at the post office that should be in the fucking nursing home. All right, and you got carriers coming in their early 20s. You got carriers coming in there that are veterans like me, coming in there running routes. All right, because we're hot on the trail. I mean, I knew a carrier when I first started. He was in the fucking SEAL teams. So you expect somebody that's in the SEAL team?
That doesn't mean he's better at delivering mail.
But I'm just saying, man. If you got somebody coming in there in the SEAL team,
yeah,
they're gonna run routes, man.
He's good at shooting.
They're gonna run routes.
How about delivering mail?
Well, listen.
No. It's not about shooting people.
No,
it's about how they move.
Like he's good at.
It's about.
But
It's about how they move. Okay, if you got a Navy SEAL that can run a 2 mile in 10 minutes flat, yeah, they're gonna move some mail pretty fast, sir.
I understand that concept, and I understand that discipline that comes in that territory. Obviously, like I said, it's a live and learn. It's a live and learn kind of situation. Mr. Unconscious, I see you chomping at the bit there. I want to make sure you get some time to talk. So tell me, back to the original question and what your thoughts are on undertime captured.
So I think I want to talk about the whole career as the CCA, and the hiring process or the thought process behind USPS, right?
Go right
First,
ahead.
we got to realize that, in my opinion, they want to go towards a uncareer, right? A non-career workforce.
Yeah.
And what that is going to establish is this new wave of CCA that we see. And that wave of CCA is the runner, right? I see it in my station consistently, right? When you have ambitions in life and you want to move up in life, you think by being a hardworking employee, you're going to move up, right? The thing about the Postal Service, it's not that type of job. In some of my past videos, I explain how we don't move this way in the post office unless you go through management. We move this way, right? We get step increases throughout the years, right? It takes estimate 15 years today to get this top step, right? All politics aside, doesn't matter if we think people should start at a higher pay or whatever. Today, it takes 15 years to get there, right? Now, the longevity of this career means that we have to make it that this job is here in 15 years. And how do we do that, right? We do that by doing this job the way it's supposed to be done. And there are a certain time allotted to us in the morning when we clock in, right? Most people, when they clock in, they want to get their keys and they want to start casing their mail and they want to hit the street. So each route is allotted a certain amount of office time based on your time, right? Everybody's office time is individually and specific to them. So if you go in the morning and you don't check your vehicle, if you don't check your union bulletin board, if you don't wait to sign for your certified accountable items, right? If you don't hold management accountable for these certain line items that we have, you cut your undertime down. So your route is evaluated based off of your street time and your office time, right? So now we're rushing in to do the job, to finish the mail, to get back to go home, right? Now, what we miss in the whole path of that is our commitment to the customer, right? The service we provide to the customer. If you're a regular on your route, answer me this. On your off day, when you come in the next day, how many times do you see misdelivered mail in those mailboxes, right? The thing is, people are running and not doing the job. How many carriers are dismounting their vehicles to deliver certifies and waiting for signatures? Because since COVID, people think they could just sign the scanners automatically for the customers, right?
Bad idea.
How many people are taking a minute or two to knock on the door before we deliver that parcel? You know, the customer service on our aspect is deteriorating, and it's because management allows it. I got to think that management doesn't care about the mail anymore. You know, during that storm,
They don't care about the mail.
There was mail sitting in offices throughout the country for 4 or 5 days. You know, the Congress people knew about it. Everyone got involved. District managers got involved. And what did they do? They said, make sure the carriers don't fill out a 1571. Now, why is that? Why would you not want the only form that holds management accountable for delaying mail? Why would you not want that, right? And the answer is, if the union wants to fight that issue, the first thing the district manager is going to ask for is, where's those 1571s? But yet the carriers were instructed not to fill out the 1571s during a stand-up talk because they were instructed, right? So when I hear the situation of where the Postal Service is today, I got to know that this is coming from levels above just our local management, right? There's something happening where the Postal Service is designed to fail so that maybe someone could come in and bail it out, right? But I want to keep that longevity to get the top step, if there is a top step. We got to do what we got to do on a daily basis to make sure that we don't run our routes, that we do our route in our 8 hours, that if we get a pivot, right? If you get a 2-hour pivot or a split or overtime, however you call it, if you are given an opportunity for 2 hours, do not run it in 1 hour, because what you do is you take the opportunity away from another carrier that maybe really needs that overtime. And management will do that. Someone said backdoor deals. I think it was Morris, right? And a young carrier will do that. They will get a good opportunity. I could do 3 hours of overtime for you in 1 hour. Just give it to me. And the supervisor is going to take that deal all the time.
Why are they
But now, when that same carrier doesn't get caught in under a non-scat, they're the first one complaining, oh, there's no overtime. When there is overtime, you're the one that
I gotta
wants
mute
it.
you for a second, just so I can make sure you can hear across the.
I got an outsider that wants to tell you guys something. Are you ready?
I saw him.
Yes, you do, dude.
What's his deal? Who are we talking about?
Tell them stuff, Anna.
Most of them are fat and old, and they take forever to fucking deliver the mail, bro. Like, dude, when I was a kid, I would wait for hours by the mailbox, waiting for a piece of mail, bro. They would never show up. It's bullshit, you know? They're all fat, bro. Fat women or fucking old, bro. That's all you got. Get a fucking young dude in his 20s, bro, who can fucking chuck some mail around, you know?
Ain't no fatties in this group, but I appreciate the take. I appreciate the take. Derek. Derek, thank you for that excellent outlook as always. Like I said, it's so great to hear you break things down. I want to hand it over to Derek Badmouth. You're up next. I see your hand up, and then we're going to go back to Praying Mailman. Derek, tell me about where you're at right now in your head facility. I already know, but you can tell everybody else.
Yeah, I always get to work about 15 minutes early, settle in. I try to get to work. Well, I do get to work in a good mood. By the time I hit the street, I'm in a terrible mood. Like every single day, if it's not this, it's that. If it's not that, it's this. The mail volume has decreased. The parcel volume has decreased a little bit. But my route is 8 hours, and it's going to be 8 hours every single day. I can tell you that.
That's a good thing. That's a good
Mondays and Saturdays, usually the days we get the flats, so it's a little heavier. Maybe the DPS is a little heavier. But yeah, it's just dealing with the nonsense and, people are showing under time. They're not pivoting. They're still taking the same pieces off people and selling it. They're running it, punching it on time. Just the same stuff people have been talking about. And yeah, that's the major problem with the mail volume.
Okay. I said, obviously, Derek is also a product of the SNDC world. So
yeah,
him and JB, they definitely feel the sting of what's to come, I believe, for all of them.
Different world.
It's very new. Now, speaking of different worlds, and Mr. No Dough is here, Mr. Pray and Mail. You're up, my friend. Tell us about a day in the life of the 2-route office. And I'm just busting your chops.
It's all good. It's all good. I feel bad here listening to all you guys' stories just because, I really do have a great postmaster. I know it sounds bad to say that, but I actually trained her. She was a carrier before she was a postmaster. And so she kind of takes it light on me a little bit, which is good. So I usually drive like 50 miles to work every day. So
wow,
we're not DOIS. So I'm not told my numbers every single day. We get our mail from St. Louis, which is clearly not in my state. So their machines have been down for the last several months, and there has been no update. Congressmen have been going to St. Louis to figure out what's the problem with the mail. And just within the last few weeks, my boss finally got emails from whoever runs the show down there, which is a complete shit show, saying the machines have been down and we haven't been getting flats or any type of pre-sorts. I might have a tub with 4 or 5 helicopter flats in it, and that's it. But over the last few weeks, I'm getting 4 or 5 tubs every single day, and it's nothing pre-sorted. It's just all helicopter flats. We're no longer getting certifieds like on our scanner. It doesn't show us anymore. They're just in our DPS. They're not notified of what's going on. My expresses now are just being tossed in my hamper, not having to sign them out for those either. So it's just a complete show. My boss has nothing to do with, clearly the stuff St. Louis is doing, but it's just a disaster. But now we're getting overwhelmed with all the flats that have been, I'm delivering newspapers for people who have subscriptions from back in February.
Oh man.
Wow. Right. So,
doesn't matter how small the office is. I chose once. I'm senior carrier now where I work.
And I had a chance to take the smaller route, but I've been on the same route since 2020, but I've been running it since 2017. So I love the customers. It's an 18-mile walking route. I've only got 2 apartments to deliver to, and that's it. So everything is just completely walking. And I don't have 1,000 deliveries like JB does, or like 900 or something like you do, but I've got up to 600, but it's clearly all walking. And
Beg your pardon, Jesse, you do 18 miles that day, don't you? Are you an 18? It's not
Yeah,
18.
dude, one of my so I'm a T6, but one of my fucking routes is 20 miles long.
Praise.
I remember.
That's crazy.
Hot-ass Florida sun. And let me tell you guys something. The guy that just talked, I wanted you guys to hear that, because that's what a perspective is everything, guys.
Of the American.
Perspective is everything. Yeah. I know it's hard to hear, but that's the future. All right? And a lot of the stuff that you guys are complaining about, the post office has given that business away to people. The UPS stores, the Postal stores, all these bullshit little companies that have stolen our name has given our business away.
Yeah.
Okay? A lot of the stuff that you guys are complaining about is stuff that the post office at higher up levels has given our business away. All right? On top of us walking 20 miles a day, going door to door, delivering credit card envelopes. So the time has come, guys. We need to fight. I commend that guy on JH's video who made that app.
Oh, Lino?
Right? Yeah, dude. I commend him. But the time has come for the rest of us to put boots on the ground and start marching or getting together, because the post office is going downhill. It is going downhill. And it's time for us to get to the streets and being like, look, stop giving our business away to these private companies, give us better wages, and give us safer equipment to work with, because these LLBs and these FFBs are literally setting on fire while people are working in them because they're so old.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think it's the time for us to go on the streets, right? No, we have to make sure the public has our back before that happens. And the public don't have our back right now, right?
What if the mail got shut off for 5 days? You think the public could have our back then?
I'm sorry. Say that again, Derek.
What if the mail didn't go out for 5 days? You think the public could have our back then?
Yeah, there might be a little backlash if the mail stayed put for that long.
They take us for granted.
Listen, y'all. I want y'all really to listen to me. In the 1970s and the late 60s, this has happened before. Post office people were literally dying delivering mail. Okay? They were walking over dead bodies. If you really look into it, that's the reason they started protesting in New York. Just like in Amazon, I know you guys have seen articles about Amazon warehouse workers dying, and they tell them to keep on working. That's what the postal workers were dealing with in the 70s and 60s. They were the Amazon of the 70s and 60s because all of the product was moving through the postal service.
So I think that, so let me say this, right? So I see all this stuff on Facebook groups with people getting real political with the CLC and all the, I've given up on even paying attention to any of that stuff anymore.
It's a smart move, unconscious. Yeah.
It's disgusting, right? At the end of the day, we deliver the mail. That's what we do, right? The public, we used to have a 90% approval rate from the public.
Yep.
But going back to my last argument, when we run mail, when we misdeliver, when we're not consistent, the public starts to question, what are we doing? Are we even needed anymore, right?
I'm confident about rock assistant.
You got to think in the eyes of generations. The people that use the mail now is the baby boomers. My generation, millennials, they don't use the mail. The generation after me is not going to use the mail, right? So the people that are using the mail are the people that vote today, okay? The people that support Congress, one way or the other, the people that have grown up with. Can I talk, my guy? I don't
Okay,
interrupt
let me put a thought. Let me put a thought in your ear real quick.
Everybody's gonna get their time. Go ahead.
I don't interrupt you. I let you say what you got to say, and I don't agree with anything you're saying. Honestly, I think you're speaking nonsense, talking about people walking over dead bodies.
20 minutes now. Okay.
I'm trying to be nice here.
We're allowed to have a disagreement. Go ahead.
We are, and it's just like with management. We're not going to agree with everything. The point I'm trying to make is the new carriers don't know how to do the job, and they're running, and they're encouraged to run, and because of that, it messes up how the public sees us. And if we don't have the public support, how in the world is a person going to say mail carriers $26 an hour? If a person sees that and they say, oh, well, why the mailman got a raise? Everybody in America is hurting. Inflation is going crazy. The mail is junk mail, as people will say, but yet they deserve $26 an hour to do that. So we need to become the pillar of the community like we are. The person that walks by and talks to Miss Jones every day when we deliver her mail. The person that knows if there's a missing dog 2 streets away, and that person's like, hey, have you seen my dog? Yeah, along my daily route, I did see your dog. Being a pillar to a community, doing our job right, taking the time to interact with customer service with the people, that's all part of the job too. And it's not just deliver the mail as fast as you can, not take your breaks and punch out at 3:45. You know what I mean? It's about doing the job consistently on a daily basis. It's a mile. It's not a sprint. And this job is a 15, 20, 30-year career, right? And it's a day-to-day thing. You know, it's us protecting our roots by doing them right and taking every second that is allotted to us to do it the proper and right way. And that's what it comes down to.
Now, I certainly agree with the concept of the carrier being the person that the people see every day. And if I am not that standing Boy Scout on the streets every day of, hey, Miss Johnson, hey, Mr. Joe, I interacted with so many people today. And of course, people say, oh, you're talking to people all day, you're not delivering your mail. And I said, well, listen, fuckers, I'm doing 975 stops. I said over a 20-mile traversal, and I make my times. And like I said, I don't have to deal with any riffraff from management too much anymore. I had my moments, but, I think I'm past that. But like I said, this purge feels like it's coming. I'm getting the feeling that as we near more and more, and Mr. Steiner is very hard at work right now and getting his team to come in and look at every little nuance of this big operation we have and saying, I can see that some people don't belong in this equation. And I believe that he's not just looking at the boys in blue. I think he's looking at those EAS people, just like Badmouth, you got something on that?
Yeah. So all right. So I agree. We do need to be a pillar of the community. I was talking with Prey Mailman before we came on. Again, it's great to meet all you guys, but part of the reason I took this goddamn job was how wholesome it is, and getting to be a pillar of the community. Like down here, I deliver in the hood. It's not a bulletproof glass, but everyone, unless they're actively robbing you, everyone's nice as long as you show respect and they know that you're there to help people out, right?
Absolutely.
I practiced my Spanish with some of my immigrant customers. Trying to learn a little bit of Arabic for some of the Arabic customers, whatever. Just everyone loves to see me when I'm out on my route because I put in that time to say hello. And I know when bouncy castles go up, I know it's someone's quinceañera, and I'm gonna get a plate full of tacos. They're gonna chase my truck down.
Let's get the
baby.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I hear some of you all talking about is we need to have. That's how we build up trust. We take the time on the route to do the job right. Brought up, you get back from your day off. Where are all my goddamn vacant cards? How come there's junk mail in all these vacant mailboxes? Why am I having to do all that? I'm that's all right. I hate seeing blocked box BB on an envelope. You ain't supposed to do that. You're supposed to climb your ass out of the truck, put it in the mailbox. We are having to fight people who are always under the gun and always pressured to run and run and run and run and run, right? We got to do the job right. We got to do those wellness checks. You know, we got to, you know, if someone's stuck on the side of the road, stop, offer them a water out of your cooler and ask them if you need to call somebody for them, right? That's what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to know the people on your route. You're supposed to make sure the mail gets to the right spot. And if you're having that under time, you got CBUs to clean up. You got shit to do in your case. When was the last time you swept out your LLB? Right? When was the last time you wrote up the little piddly shit on your LLB that you probably should have wrote up a little while ago? But you know what? The window crank, it hasn't bothered you that much. But hey, you got time to write it up now, right? There's always something to do. There's always work and maintenance to do, right?
He is. You're absolutely right, Bad Mouth, about the idea that there is so many duties that the carrier probably doesn't know about in the more modern era. To say that there's always, you know, you're paid for 8 hours of work, you know, so you more or less are putting in as much possible time to say that everything out there is taken care of and buttoned up. That is, and
if you break your ass, if you bust your ass on a Monday, you get your ass absolutely handed to you. You got a business route or something. You got 800 Uline. You know, you're walking around with fucking 200 pounds of Uline magazines. Like Tuesday, it's a light day. Does that mean you move? Does that mean that you run through that shit and get it done as soon as possible? No, because you're tired from Monday. You're a man, not a machine, or ma'am, not a machine. You late days, you're supposed to be able to have an easy day. The post office is so pissed when they find out you're having an easy day. They try and build up more shit on you. And that's what I said. Like the only reward at the post office for digging the most ditches is a bigger fucking shovel. They ain't never even gonna give you an attaboy, bro. Like they're just gonna give you more work, and they get mad at you when you don't run that shit.
Excellent point.
One last thing that I wanted to say real quick.
Go right ahead.
Because we were talking about the atmosphere, and I had to write it down so I didn't forget. We also, when I was a CCA, we all owned 25 route stations, so it's not big. We got one rural, 25 city. There's only ever 2 CCAs. For a while there, I was the only CCA. Now we've got 8 CCAs, and they're not even using them. It's like they're using these CCAs to get the 4 hours out of them and sending them home, or sending them out to another station. I see it, and I've heard this from other people in other stations too. They're ramping up, hiring more CCAs than they've ever done before that I'm aware of. And
let me segue from that to say that right now, like this morning on the scanner, I don't know if anybody saw it besides me. If you even look at that, or you just say, "Oh, I'm tired of seeing that shit." It said 51 job fairs will be happening all
It's getting out of control, man.
Yeah. And I said, okay, you know, before I jump in and say, oh, here we go, more management. I, you know, went onto the postal website to see what positions are being looked at. So electronic technician, that's an APWU, that's a high paying gig. They need obviously people that mechanics are probably all old beer gutted guys that are, you know, ready to jump ship. So you might need some fresh body technicians in there. Technicians are a job that's always going to be needed around here with the trucks and with automotive and with whatever needs to be done to keep the network, you know, the tech up and running. So you have CCAs, like you said, everybody seems to be having this insane amount of number of CCAs. Now, my station hires PTF. I don't know how many other people are hiring PTF these days, but
we hire PTFs.
Yeah, okay. So we got a few, but for the most part, it seems to be that CCA is still the structure. So what will become of the CCA? Unconscious, he already said it. My belief is his belief that Steiner said we want a pre-career.
Get rid of the position.
Yeah, that's
pre-career. They need to come in as regulars. The training needs to be longer. Okay. When they hit the workroom floor, they need to be trained up and ready to deliver mail.
Agree.
Right.
OJIs and Carrier Academy, I believe at this point, you know, are, if you want to believe that a 5-day shadow day, 5 days of shadowing is an ample time to show everybody that, you know, the nitty gritty of one route. And then you say, okay, you're not going to be on that route, by the way, you're going to be on these 15, 20 other routes. So everybody has to get their look and get their feel and get their sea legs. So to say that, you know, I remember Jesse talking about a more longer, prolonged training kind of setup. And the post office, of course, does not. They want to hand you the mail and say, "Here, take it and drive to the right." That's essentially, you know, how a PTF, you know, when I was hired, was to say that the supervisor, you know, got in his personal vehicle and said, "Okay, I'm just going to zip you around here in a circle so you can see where you're going to be today, and then I just like you to try and follow the mail the best you can." And I'm like, "Son of a bitch, that's it?" But, you know, adaptation through non-tech times with no scanner, no package look ahead. It was this was your tool. This was your memory.
Absolutely.
I said a pen came out very rarely, but I said my memory has always been like, you know, my greatest asset. And I'm a neat freak beyond belief. I said, like, everything has to be symmetrical. Everything has to be. So that alone, that in itself creates a day that feels like, you know, well, you know, people might say, geez, what a nutcase with all that, you know, but you know, something, I said, you're never going to change me. And I said, by being organized, your day translates much better on paper and much better, you know, throughout your career by being organized and keeping your shit together. So I'm wondering, JB, oh Jesus, why is Yaya asking to get in the room? Like, why am I going to let Yaya in here right now? God, let's see.
Yeah, let's go.
Talk about it.
I said I'll let him in. I'll let him in. So JB, I'm sorry. Yaya, shut your mouth until I tell you to talk. JB, you said that you had inspections, full inspection. And what? Oh, wait a minute. JB's got the effects turned on his mic. He sounds all right, maybe we'll until you sort that out, I'll come back to you.
JB, you got a Terminator going on.
That sounded very, very spooky. Yeah, are you there?
He's muted.
All right. No, JB, you still sound like Igor from the Addams Family. What happened there? All right, back to Derek. What's up? So as time has passed and you've seen what's transpiring now with day to day, you're living in a high cost of living area. Obviously, have you pondered at any point looking into anything else in this post office? Like, yeah. Go on. Tell us about it.
They have a job fair coming up in 2 weeks, like a Marriott. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna check it out. Why not check it out and see what they have available? You know, they have like maintenance positions. They have, you know, you take a test or whatever, and you know, get into a GMF, and then you partner up and do easy stuff all day. You know, like in a pickup truck, you fix cluster boxes or you paint mailboxes. You do, you know, do this kind of stuff. I'm just gonna check it out to see what they have. You know, see if I can advance my career without going into management.
Okay, I kind of thought that you might have been looking into that. Jesse, before I give you the mic next, let me just say hi to Yaya. Yaya, what's up, brother? Yaya, where's Yaya? Actually has Ray-Bans attached to him at all times. They actually don't come off his face. And
y'all don't want to see my buggy eyes. Leave me alone.
Yeah, you rock, man.
Hey, Conscious, good to meet you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice to see you.
This is a
Matt, always a pleasure.
What's up,
man? I follow you.
I appreciate it, sir. Where do you can I ask what state you carry mail out of?
I am out of El Paso, Texas.
Nice. All right, right on.
Down in the valley. I helped the NBA's office send you guys food cards down there. They got stuck in Dallas again this year.
Yeah, Mr. Morris there organized, and he sent me a picture of APCs loaded with tags on the side for multiple offices to get cards for the food drive. Obviously, I gotta say that as much as some people might not like the idea of having to go out there and collect canned goods for the hungry, I think it's a swell thing, and I think that we should definitely put forward. All right, go ahead, Pray Mailman.
Philly. So
I want to jump in.
I have to admit something here. The last roundtable you guys had, Morris is talking about like how important it is to be a part of the food drive and even to donate, because you used it and a lot of people go ahead and use that. I myself, I must admit, I always hated doing it, especially as a CCA. But after listening to that roundtable, man, like Saturdays are now, because being in a small office, we got a set schedule. So being a senior carrier, I get Saturdays and Sundays off, so I don't have to deal with
Saturdays
picking up.
and Sundays off.
I know. But so I made it to myself. I was like, you know what? I want to have a better attitude. So I have a son that's 5, and he loves what I do for a living. So I took it upon myself to come in next Saturday on my day off. I made him a fake USPS badge, and we're gonna go on my day off, and we're gonna go and pick up all the canned food and all the goods on my route on Saturday, and just make it a day of it, man. And I wanted to be able to have that type of moment with my son, to spend quality time. While and people on my route will know who I am on Saturdays, picking up all that stuff. But you changed my mind, brother. I really do appreciate that. Because you turned something that I never liked doing into something that I want to make memories and a good time of, bro.
That's a beautiful
How many
thing.
bags do you usually get?
That's a beautiful thing.
What's that?
How many bags do you usually get? Because
Well-
see, what's funny is my route, I deliver in the hood. I think, Bad Mouth, you said that. I deliver in the hood. I don't get too much. I might get like 4 or 5 bags.
There's no shame in anybody's game about how much they get or how little they get.
Well-
if the cards go out and you have somebody that sees it, and maybe we do a little bit more press, like we're going to do some more press and hopefully get some more people. Go ahead, Pray. I'm sorry.
Right. So I feel like management, I've had like 7 or 8 postmasters since 2017 in my office, right? Right now we got a good one, but I feel like every year they sandbag the cards, right? Because the last few years we're always handing them out like the day or two prior to the second Saturday of the month. Well, this year we finally got them. And I just took it upon myself. My boss never told me to take them out. So yesterday I sent you guys all a picture of it. I sent them to all of my customers. My route has the newspaper place that runs it. I talked to the woman who runs the food pantry on my route and the newspaper. I said, get this message out. I want everyone donating this year, please. Because I feel like with inflation going up and gas prices going insane, people are going to be running to those places much, much sooner than we think.
It's a
If
good.
anybody in here in the chat or on the panel delivers to schools, tell the schools.
Yep, that's a good.
They will.
This is on a Saturday, but we can take the food at a different point and still get it to the food bank. The food, see, my particular station, my area, the food bank is on my route. So, and I've been on my route for 15 years, so it's the same routine every year. I communicate with the church and the food bank. They have.
Can I chime in with this, Chooch?
Sure, Jess, go ahead.
So, a lot of you guys chiming in about the food drive, right? When's the last time you seen a post office commercial about the food drive on national TV?
That's a very good point. Over the last decade, there has not been. I don't think any.
Did you not know the United States Postal Service has a full team, a full district of sales and advertisement teams getting paid every 2 weeks by the Postal Service?
7 social
media. You know what you should do with that is use that with the customer connect. If you get with schools, you get with car dealerships, you get with just businesses. Because I deliver to a shit that now you got me getting.
But that's the thing, y'all. That's the point I'm trying to make. It shouldn't be on the carrier to make those connections. They have whole teams that's supposed to be their job.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken,
not doing nothing.
that's the NALC. The union pays for postage on those cards. It's the NALC food drive, it's not the USPS food drive.
Yeah, unfortunately,
The post office needs to advertise for that because that's their business.
well, there was connections, and the post office did work in conjunction with the union, I believe, in the past. But it's become more of the union. So we want the union, like my union, my local is actually going to allow me, yours truly, who I said, "What are you calling me for?" Asking, they said, "Well, we want you to do a local radio spot about the food drive for next year, because this year was kind of a missed opportunity, but we're getting it lined up because we want to see some bigger numbers." And I said, "Well, why me?" I said,
I'm conscious thought. Well, what'd you do before you started working at the post office?
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I was in the private. I was a manager for a small company delivering.
What was the company's name?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna put that on the internet.
Where you work? How long you work for?
I mean, I'm just wondering, because I mean, in my opinion, you talking a lot like somebody that works up in district or a manager.
No, I'm actually a union steward.
Ooh, shots fired.
Calm down.
We all have a set of ears that hears certain things, and obviously I understand where Jesse's coming from. But obviously,
A lot of them like to put their work on us when we already out there sweating and working.
No, you said no. Unconscious thoughts was a huge driving factor.
very much so.
Voting down that last contract. You know, he sent those shirts and everything else. He was a big time.
Guy's super smart.
That's it.
So I mean, Jess, right? So you know, I'm not for the culture of running routes. You know, I believe that.
I'm not for the culture of running routes either, sir. But I'm from the culture of change.
You spoke about the 1970s and the movement, right?
The post office has changed with the world and with American culture as it is. I mean, have you seen the Michael Jackson movie?
No, I haven't. So you spoke about the 1970s postal strike, right? So you got to remember, those brothers and sisters fought for the rights we have today. They fought for the rights we have today.
And we got to fight for the future as it is. All right.
And how do you do that?
We got to fight for the future too. We got to fight for Generation Alpha. Where would the post office even be around then? I don't know.
How do you do that?
We got.
Do you go to union meetings?
We got to look at what they did in the 1970s. And what they did is they put their 2 feet in the ground and they said strike.
My brother, when was the last time you went to a union meeting?
To be honest, I never been to a union meeting.
All right. See, that's where I come in.
But wait a minute. That don't stop me from fighting.
Okay.
Because there's been a lot of people that haven't participated in the bureaucratic bullshit of what's been going on, and they have done tremendous change in America. All right.
So you asked me.
So that doesn't mean. All right. So don't discount me because I haven't been to one union meeting. I've been busting my ass for the Postal Service. I've gone on deployments for the Army Reserve and come back and bust my ass for the Postal Service. So don't try to discount me because I'm not trying to discount.
So I asked you when's the last time you've been to a union meeting for a reason, right?
I told you I haven't been to one.
And I'm speaking to you, my brother. Can I speak?
Go ahead.
Right. So the reason I asked you that is because you asked me who I am, and that's who I am. See, I'm the person that talks about unity and solidarity and bringing us together in an arena where we could have that talk, where we could have those arguments amongst each other, right? And that's what the union hall is, right? Because we all have different ideas.
Unconscious thought.
You love to interrupt somebody.
Jesse, you gotta let him finish his thought, please.
You know, when a person has a fight inside of them, as I see you do, right? Sometimes that fight and energy could be misguided if you don't know what you want to fight for, right? Or let me use I statement. Or sometimes I can end up in a fight that's not worthy of my ideals or my energy, right? The number one thing about this job that keeps the union and management right together is the letter carrier, right in the middle. So me, I support the letter carrier, right? Everything about the letter carrier. The benefits of the letter carrier, the pay, the conditions they work in, the way management treats them, right? And so when you're dealing with people, sometimes you deal with difficult people, right? But we have a contract that protects us, right? So the most important person in your office will be the one who can educate you, the one that can help organize you, the one that can motivate you to be a better letter carrier. And I'm referencing your shop steward. But the shop steward is only as powerful as the members that he supports. So,
or vice versa.
Oh, what happened to unconscious? Did we lose him? Did he lose his feed? Did his feed go away? Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Still with us, brother? Go ahead. Continue your thought, please. We lost you for a second.
So when I speak about solidarity and union business, it comes from a part where I think the NALC is split amongst itself. And we said that this election may split it, right? But it's happening before the election. There's factions within our union that makes the union weak, right?
Unconscious thought. If I was in your office, right, and 80% of the carrier said, hey, we with Jesse. And Jesse says to walk out of this office and strike until we get a 20%. Now listen, well, I'll let you talk now.
Go ahead.
80% of the carriers say we're Jesse because Jesse said 60% raise or we're not delivering any piece of mail until further notice. Would you walk out with me?
Now, my brother, something. We have a no strike clause.
Would you walk out with me?
You can't even speak those words on the floor without you being immediately EP'd.
Would you walk out with me?
So there's rules in our contract, and we have to follow those rules, my man.
Let me tell you something, sir. Let me tell you something, sir.
To the union.
Here in America, we rip up contracts if it's unfair. Okay?
So
and we stop work production.
We have something called collective bargaining agreement.
That's not true.
Yes, it is true.
Right.
No.
All right, I'm gonna slow the roll.
That goes all the way back to the Tea Party.
Moderator's gonna mute some people if he has to, but at the same time, I understand what's going on here. I feel the tension. I feel each side of this, and to say that this is why this current moment feels like I keep saying about a purge about to happen. And, obviously we're all unloading a lot right here on each other's. And at the same time, I believe everybody's goal is to say, we got to do better than where we are right now. And to do that, what risks are we willing to take? And it's like, I believe that everybody in here, minus Jesse, I don't know if anybody else is on that same wave, but like Derek was sounding like he was about to jump in and in support of what Unconscious is saying about the no strike clause. That we are very, very much wanting to go to that negotiation table, shake Renfro like a freaking leaf and smack him in the head and say, listen, you got to do something that we are saying to do here. Otherwise, you want to call a work stoppage, call a work stoppage. Is he going to do it? Probably not.
Which he has a right to do.
He has a right to do it. But he is never going to do that. We all know that. We got our heads up our ass if we think that there's any chance that he's doing anything beneficial at this point, other than going for the bare minimum. And I'm sorry to have to, say that. I think everybody's kind of on the same page with that. But Derek, you were going to elaborate on what Unconscious was saying. Where are you at in terms of this moment of saying, what are you willing to do in the works of the union, or how do you feel with the way you headed right now with the next phase?
Okay, our union sucks. Like it does. Like our union blows.
All right. At a national level or at a local level? At a local? Okay.
Right? We pay dues for an association. A union has a right to strike, which we don't. But I just wanted to make a quick point. Brian Renfro always says he doesn't want to involve the public, right? And that is being on the post office side. When I see that the 2025 Hunger Food Drive brought in 47 million pounds of food, why can't he relay that message to the public?
Right.
You know how much that good favor that would get us?
That would be amazing.
But he won't do it. He won't do it. He just
JB,
won't bring the public into it.
JB, I'm sorry. Is your mic back in working check condition? Go ahead.
Mic check 1 2.
Yeah, now you're good.
There he is.
All right.
Welcome back. I'm glad you sound like Darth.
Thanks for the prayers, praying mailman.
It's been about an hour, bro.
JB turned into Darth Vader but he's back. All right, Badmouth, I see your hand up. You want to elaborate on the food drive comment?
Yeah. I mean, like, for one, thank you for saying that, Mr. Praying Mailman. I'm glad we got you in our spiritual corner. I'm glad some people are like, man, it's extra time, it's whatever. Management's going to be a pain in the ass. You know what ruins their day worse than what they're going to do to try and ruin your day? Handing in an hour $39.96 that just says food drive. Because how are they going to bitch about that? That's like, I mean, like, I wore my first year as a CCA. I think it was my first year as a CCA. I was forced to work Christmas Eve. So I came to work in a Santa Claus costume. Because you know what? That motherfucker had to be the Grinch and send me home and give me the day off. or
And I'm sorry to
let
send you
me,
home.
yeah, or let me
work for the
fucking
Justice Santa.
spread a little cheer in Texas where people have, I mean, you guys in Florida understand, but lights and palm trees. So the also like to like unconscious's point and like and are talking about the public perception and the goodwill of the public, right? It is very clear that they're trying to gut the service by making it worse, by fucking us up. Like I said earlier, I got EDDMs on the I want to say the 26th for a tax company. Tax day was the 14th. Why is this shit coming to my case right now?
The day before.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I get my 99 and it's a light mail day. It's not just you miss a house here and there on a light mail day. I have whole strings of the blocker missing.
Pay attention to your dates on your mail, folks. Get a good look at it.
Exactly. And like, so like, we need to be like encouraging each other and like lifting each other up and keeping each other like accountable when we're talking about like doing the job right, and encouraging those CCAs to do the job right when they come in. If your OJI is a runner or something like that, and you know that, just be like, hey, dude, it's your 91st day. You need to start taking your breaks. You know what I mean? That type of shit. But also the food drive is the perfect example of how we can get people back on our side. Like Brother Yaya was saying, he's down there in El Paso and Hood. Like when people ain't got no money, they're still gonna want to give something. It's gonna be small.
Yaya's not filling out of $39.96 anytime soon. And putting food.
Leave me alone.
Yaya's redeeming quality is that he lets us bust his balls as much as anybody does. But he's got a great heart.
If you only get 2 bags your whole route, that's dinner for fucking 12 families anyway. That's not nothing.
We're gonna bring some numbers in, and like I said, I'm gonna do a radio promo for next year. And I said I'm honored. I said, why you ask me? And they said, because you're always online talking to that guy. And I'm like, which guy? And they're like, the black guy. And I'm like, oh, you mean JH? And they said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I said, no. I said, let's elaborate. I said, do you know that guy has 50,000 YouTube followers? I said, he's been, and they're like, no, we know he's fantastic.
Hey, Chooch.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something, man. I just want to go back a little bit. The dude told me that I haven't been to one union meeting, right? Let me tell you something. You guys have had hundreds, thousands of union meetings, and there's still carriers out there dying. There's still carriers out there living in their cars. Okay? Those union meetings haven't changed nothing. All right? What's going to really change stuff is us standing up together and doing fundamental change together. Okay? Ripping up contracts, standing up together and doing a work stoppage. All right? This stuff that you guys are talking about, the community actually wants to see. Think about the food drive. We all do that together. We collect food for the poor, for people that actually need that food.
I think we should do it once a month instead of once a year. You think that would?
Maybe. But
Yeah.
there's people that have higher pay grades than me that can decide that, but they decide not to. We could do a food drive every month, just like you said, but they decide not to. They decide to send tax collected notices a week before April 15th. What the fuck?
That's true.
I want you guys to really think about how these higher ups about their decision-making process. Their decision-making process is fucked.
Well, I agree with you, Jesse. I agree with you. I do. Yeah. No. Yeah. The stuff they do. We're losing money like crazy, but what are they doing? Giving us what are we on like our 9th scanner, Matt?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
And they're doing job fairs like crazy.
Hold on. The whole prepaid acceptance thing. Now that we have it on the scanner, they got to pay people to code that. That's extra money that they have to spend. The load feature. Why don't they just have it set up to where, like, okay, if I hit street, okay, all the packages are ready to go. They got to pay people to code. There's so much shit that I think we're doing that is like, dude, why are we paying so much for this?
I'm looking at one big thing right now, and Jay sent me 2 files that we will try and get a link to and put it out there about fraudulent postage. $1 billion in a calendar year for fraudulent postage. What does that tell you? Our current safeguards suck, okay? Along with everything else that we're building the list of what sucks right now. The safeguarding and the technique of what is being done. And if you had a stand-up talk recently about fraudulent postage, you might have been told to go ahead and deliver that mail.
No, they-
Bad mouth. What do you think about that?
I took a magic marker, blacked out the barcode, and then threw it in the return mail because it ain't got no postage. I've also seen other weird shit where it says postage paid and all that, and my scanner's telling me that it's a COD. I bring it back. That customer's pissed because their package is delayed because someone screwed up something on the damn computer. I don't understand, like, if I take an extra minute on my lunch, or they think I did just because I happen to deliver at the taqueria that I'm getting my lunch at, they're gonna try and tell me I'm stealing money from them for a freaking minute. I'm trying not to swear as much. But like they're having me try and deliver some shit to somebody who they never paid postage. It's Sparks delivery or something like that. I'm not delivering that shit. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm paid to do my job. I'm paid to deliver the mail.
I want to lay something on everybody right now.
All right, Jess.
All right, listen to me.
I'm going to have you take a smoke break after you lay this on us, but I can look around the room a little bit. But go ahead.
It's a little conspiracy theory, but listen to me.
Oh boy, I don't like that word.
On UPS, FedEx, Amazon, DHL, all these little janky foreigners that come over here and try and start these carrier companies, right? These laser ship companies. What zip codes are they using?
JB, you're Mr. Timu, and so what are those other companies?
We have plenty. We have Uni, we have GoFo, and they lay it right in front of the CBUs. They don't deliver it to the door, and the people come to me and they're like, "Hey, why you leave it?" I was like, "I didn't deliver that."
JB, let me ask you something. Who invented zip codes?
I did.
The United States Postal Service invented zip codes.
Mr. Zip.
So if the Postal Service really want to come down on these people and be assholes, hey, Amazon, FedEx, UPS, fuck you guys. You need to pay me for all your shipping process because you're using our system that we invented.
We want to go full mafia on them. Yes. Fuck you, pay me. Fuck you, pay me. It's like
they want to sit here. They want to sit here in front of Congress and tell you guys to your face we're broke when they let all these private companies steal their whole process.
I think we all can have a firm establishment that we are not broke.
No.
I said $80 billion in revenue. I understand, and this is that moment that I keep coming to say that right now I got two feelings, and I don't know, how much time will pass before the first. But it's happening already. There are reductions in force happening, RIFs. That is happening right now. It's not happening everywhere, but it is happening, and it's more or less indoor mail handlers, clerks. And then there's attrition. There's people that are aging out. So maybe, just maybe, we hear something about another voluntary early retirement buyout.
Should happen.
Yeah, I believe that if there's something coming in a wave there, that maybe us boys in blue just might get a look at that for the first time in forever. Basically, it's always clerks. EAS could also be included in that. We'll see. But my feeling right now is that the carrier is always the safest and hardest job. Why is it the hardest job? Because it's the safest job. Unconscious, over to you.
Yeah, so I think the
Hold on,
biggest
guys,
threat.
real quick. I apologize. My girlfriend's out of town. She's calling me. I
Oh,
gotta go.
get out of here! You were we only had 10 good seconds out of you.
He's running again. He's running again.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love you
he's
guys.
always
All right,
running.
y'all take it
He's
easy.
always
all right?
running.
He's always
Yeah,
running.
yeah, nice to meet you.
All right.
Good meeting you, Yaya.
We love you. We love you, bro.
Cut
Yeah.
this, hit me
Yeah,
on Instagram, dude.
Go ahead. Be safe, buddy. Yeah,
So
yeah. Out the
I
door.
think the
Go
biggest
ahead.
threat to our union is that MDD scanner, right?
Mm.
The scanner data, they're beginning to use it for discipline, right? The trucks now have these data in it that transmit. They can even see when we're not wearing our seatbelts.
Metrics built
The-
in.
The metrics, they put them in the LLVs. If you see a little Wi-Fi symbol in the LLV, it has that data in it, that transmitter, the ProMasters. The new trucks are going to be built with all of this tracking capabilities and everything. So short story, the biggest things in my station is stationary event, right? Unauthorized overtime, denying the 96s. And their big thing is really that unauthorized overtime. And so what they're doing is creating the environment where the letter carrier is a thief, that we're stealing. They try to create an image that we're the worst thing to the Postal Service, right? But as a letter carrier, as a term of our employment, we elected, or we had no choice but to accept the NALC as our bargaining agent in these issues, right? So by us becoming anti-union, right? By us separating from what is happening at national, right? We kind of become lone wolves, right? We become a person that wants to fight for ourselves. I used to talk about national issues. I used to be very energized in that arena. And if you ask Jay, right, what did he used to say? He says, if you
Change the
want to
culture.
be changed, you got to be a part of the change.
Yes.
So what I did was I got activated locally. Okay. And I'll tell you this, local is a different beast than national, right?
100.
Local,
100.
yeah,
Wait, keep
100.
talk about local. Talk about good local for once. Somebody.
So our contracts are written in a way where the national contract is the big thing. If you think in the terms of the United States, it's our Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, right? Then you got a local contract, which basically is your city or state's government or your state constitution. So you got the big constitution that says you have the right to bear arms, right? But then you got a local contract that says you got the right to bear arms, but you need to pay us for a permit, right? And that's your local contract. So your local contract is going to tell you everything that can happen within your installation as it pertains to the national contract. So as you become more interested in your local stuff and you learn your local rights, you understand that the fight for the union starts at the local level. If you're a grassroots politician, you always start something from the bottom, right? You don't just go to the top of the pyramid and remove the leader and expect that everything's going to shift into the place. No, you start from the ground floor. You build a house from the lowest foundation, and then you start building the different levels. And so I would encourage anyone that wants to change our union, become a shop steward, become an alternate steward, because what that's going to do for you is going to give you the opportunity to get educated, right? Educated in the contract, educated in the work practices, the way that things are supposed to flow. And then you start to see how things in your offices are being violated on a daily basis. Then you start to learn that some of the stuff management tells you is lies. One of the biggest things that management would try to tell you is that you're supposed to do your markovers in your truck 2 minutes in between your loops, right? That's a blatant lie, right? Markovers is an office function, okay? When you finish your run at the end of the day, you bring your markovers back in with you and you do them right there at your case. And management will fight you tooth and nail, say, oh, that's not what you're supposed to do. Get off my clock, unauthorized overtime. And what do? You say, all right, you instruct me to get off the clock. I'm gonna get off the clock, but I want to let you know I'm gonna ask for this time tomorrow morning. And you take your markovers the next morning and you put it in your hot case with your new hot case mail. And now you put in your 3986 markovers.
But if you do them on the street, unconscious, it's the same time, right?
Yeah.
Unconscious thought. So I do my reviews, what you call markovers, on the street usually, right? But if I'm running late, I'll do them in the office, and I dare them to say anything.
But that's the great thing about the markovers, right?
I dare them to say anything to me.
So if you remember what I said earlier, our route is created with a combination of your office time and your street time. The
Yeah.
Postal Service wants your office time as small as possible.
That's the mistake the post office should make.
So
that's the mistake they made. It should be clock in, clock out. A mail carrier out of any craft in the Postal Service should have carte blanche to work between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m.
Well, I think only praying mailman has that privilege, but
the stuff that we do when we go through.
So my example is just a small example to show that once you become active and you start to learn stuff, you start to see things that are not supposed to take place. Eventually, there will become enough local presidents that stand up together at a national convention. Is it going to be LA this year? I don't know.
Yeah.
But don't forget, we have these every 4 years. We have rap sessions or in between the conventions every 2 years. So there are opportunities for you to become that person that gets inside of that room. But we're not going to get in there.
Have you gone to these conventions?
Hold on, let him finish.
We're not going to get in there by becoming outcasts from the beginning. And that's what I had to learn.
Okay.
So sometimes you have to attract a bee with honey rather than with vinegar.
Are they our age when you go there?
And so my big thing is about join the union, okay? Become active in the union. Start to learn a couple of things about how the system works. The post office has been for 250 years. There's no way that a carrier like me that's been here for less than 10,000 years is going to change decades of arbitration, of step 4 decisions, of step B decisions, of fights between President Rolando and James Rademacher or
done some homework. He done some homework there.
You know, it's years and years and years of people fighting. If you listen to Manny Peralta's interview the other day, it took him 15 years to get one manager removed from the Postal Service. After that manager had history of harassing carriers.
15 years.
It's a process. And the biggest roadblock that I think is when the union fights itself. And that's where we are today. Like, it's a big internal fight. And my thing is always, we can handle that inside the union hall by going to meetings and challenging your president, challenging your executive council. You do that, but don't do it in front of the enemy.
Chooch, this is my issue, Chooch. This is my issue.
Please.
Right? When carriers want to get stuff done, right? When the lowest level worker want to get stuff done, it's all this process and all these layers to get stuff done. But when the top, very tippy top district and what people Washington D.C., when they want to get stuff done, it's like that. You want to know why? Because it's people in certain positions and opportunity where they are in their lives. That's why I want to bring power to the lowest common denominator. I want to bring power to the carrier that just stepping foot in the office.
Well, Jesse, I feel the need for that more now than ever. I just believe
and to do that, it's you need to cut jobs at the top, man. There are too many people working at the post office that don't do shit all day.
I believe.
I know.
I believe.
I told Jay this. I know a guy that works at the Pentagon, and he goes up in Washington D.C. and he talks to people up there that's in charge of all of us. And let me tell you something. They're sitting in those offices not doing shit all day. And when I say shit, I say shit.
I believe Steiner is looking at that right now. I believe
they're
that
not doing nothing.
I understand that forever and ever.
So when Unconscious Thoughts is talking about all these policies and all this local level and stuff like that, if President Trump said, "Hey, man, the carriers need to get paid $3,000 every 2 weeks," guess what? It would happen next month.
Well, unfortunately, there is a process, Jesse, and life.
There's not, man. Wait. Unconscious thought. It's made up.
Philly.
Pray mailman, please.
Philly.
It's your turn to talk. Go ahead, please.
Hey guys,
elaborate, please.
I'm not gonna elaborate. I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off here in a second. Hold up. I'm gonna get off here in a second, but
interesting statement. Go right ahead.
I am so grateful to be on this live stream with all you guys. You guys, we all wear light blue. I love you all so much. I've been talking to JB for the last couple of months. I've been talking to Chooch. He's been following me for a while. Badmouth, I just started talking to him. Or Morris, Mailman Derek, I've been following you for a long time, brother. Jesse, I just started knowing about you, brother, today. Unconscious Thoughts, I've been following you for a long while. Before I get off, can all you just tell me how long you've been carrying mail for? Because I don't know any of that stuff other than Chooch.
All right, 20.
Before I get off, go ahead, go. Just to break it up.
All right, JB.
JB, go ahead, brother.
15 years.
Eric.
10.
10. Jesse.
I got out of the Army in 2017. I've been carrying mail since then, and I got deployed 2 times while I was a CCA. So it's hard to track.
Thanks, brother, for all your service, man. I appreciate it greatly, brother.
Unconscious. How many years now?
5 years.
5. Bad man.
5 years.
I am 3. I've been a mailman instead of a mail boy for about a year now.
It's all right. It's all right. That's
So much achieved in so little time.
Oh, and someone tried to come after me last time, be like, "You guys didn't have no work before they got to the post office," because I know the carriers were all divas. But I got 20 years in the trades. I've been in the sheet metal workers.
Oh, you saw that
painters.
you saw that little back and forth I had.
Oh yeah, I was just like, come on, bro. Why is everyone over a certain age saying shit about
he was
everyone
a doozy, that particular person that was back and forth with me on Jay's comment page. But nonetheless, Praying Mailman, thank you so damn much.
Thank you so much.
It is a pleasure.
Thank you very much. You guys are all great. It's so awesome. Like I don't have in real life, I have no blood brothers. I have 2 sisters that are younger than me, and when I moved to Illinois, I've got no friends. I have my brother-in-laws, and then I have my brothers in light blue. So it's so great to be able to just hear everyone's story, where they're coming from, how big their offices are, that we're all focused on one goal, and that's just to be able to retire from our jobs and continue to keep putting one foot in front of the other. So God bless you all. And I cannot wait. Please put me on the next roundtable because we got to make this a monthly thing like the food drive.
I will try and do that. The seat is reserved for you, along with all these other great gentlemen here.
He's got zero right being that wholesome. Got zero right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, somebody dropped him on his head in the right way.
Yeah. Well, one of these days when I get more comfortable, I'll really let you know what really goes on. And in my office, I'm just kidding. But unconscious thoughts, please get with Chooch, and maybe we can exchange some contact information too, man. Because you rock as well, brother.
God bless you.
You are such a smart man, and you are great. So I really appreciate you, dude.
Hey, Chooch said he's gonna have a monthly education Zoom meeting where we're gonna learn the contract together.
Yeah, there's nothing like people putting words in my mouth between Jay and this guy. Suddenly, Chooch.
And Jay too. He must have fell asleep or something. He's listening.
He's listening.
Okay.
He's lingering.
Hey, Chooch.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Hey, unconscious thought. Yeah. I appreciate you, man. I know you work really hard. I know you're doing your thing in the local. I just want to debate you one-on-one.
Yeah, baby.
If you can set that up, Chooch, I'm down.
Let me tell you this. I'm here for you, brother. Remember that. I'm here for you.
I would hate to see what became of that, because I see that there is an accomplishment going on here at the end of a long argument, maybe about certain subjects, but going out and putting the blues on in this day and age is something to be admired. And, that's where I draw the line of saying, I love to hear everybody's opinion. I love to see the fire coming at everybody. It's crazy for me at this 20-year mark to say, like, what the frick am I doing here? But at the same time, I am so intrigued and I'm so brought back to life in terms of friendships, in terms of networking, in terms of a little bit of more faith in things, to say that I was a dreary son of a bitch. I really saw the dark side of everything. And, Jay, like I said, I hate having to give him credit for everything, but God damn it, he is just so good at Jay made this happen. I'm here now because of Jay.
Hey, shout out to Jay, man. And Chooch, you're doing God's work, man.
Oh my God. I said that, I have tried to fight this off so much, and yet right now I feel so glad that I could tell my family, I love you guys, but I need to do this right now.
Absolutely.
I need to talk to these guys. And I really want to just, see everybody from top to bottom, seeing something better, feeling something better. Regardless, I understand that the monetary part of things right now is like the dreary part of it all. I I never thought in a million years that I would be having this conversation. I never thought in a million years that the idea of table 2 wouldn't have hit me so hard to say that I can't listen to these stories and say that Renfro or Mike Cariff or CLC and James Henry, whoever takes that next seat, whoever it is going to have to show some balls. Going to have to show some serious balls to say, get this top heavy bullshit out of here and start paying the boys on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And the path to righteousness there has a good amount to do with getting your head in that local and getting into that contract and reading. And like I said, they can come at me all they want, and I have a state of calm in me right now that allows me to really enjoy my day more than I ever had in 20 years. I want people to have that same feeling as time goes on, not get worse as time goes on. I said, I hate, fathead old carriers that just think like, well, too bad for those guys. I can't stand that shit. I will go back and forth with them constantly through comments. And I just said, you know what? Why waste your time? That's their thought process. Off you go into the sunset. We're still in our time. I still got a long way to go. So
That's right.
I'm glad you guys are all along the way for me. I want to let everybody close out. Praying Mailman, good night. I know you got to jump off. Go ahead.
Gotta take care of the boy. So God bless you guys all, and I cannot wait to do this again, guys.
This was
See you guys later.
Nice meeting you.
All
See you
right.
guys.
Nice meeting you.
I would like to let everybody have a final word. JB, please, final word of the evening. Anything you got, brother?
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, I'm glad my microphone finally works. I promise the third time is going to be a charm. I just want to touch on one thing real quick that I wanted to say earlier. The business side, like I sent you a video earlier about this girl whose route got changed and they moved her businesses to the end of the route so she can really service the bit. I don't know why they make decisions like that. Like we want to get business and then we piss businesses off. We're losing businesses. I told you about the drone business we lost. It's because of stupid decisions. So they want to make money. Every Saturday we have a service talk about getting leads, getting businesses, and then you see it right in front of we stop using 2 tons and all kind of crap. So I don't understand it. So that's something that needs to change too.
That's good. Very good. I agree with that. I do see that management would rather you go through your route and take what's there when the people have it ready, put in the package pickup thing. Don't go back at the end of the day. And I said, well, we've given this impression that we can go back at the end of the day, and now suddenly, we're being taught. And it's hard. It's hard as the carrier who's thinking customer, while management's thinking numbers, and it really throws it a whole chink in the chain. And we just want to be able to do as we always do. Just like you say, when you do a 99 walk, do the route like you always do it. Well, I've been told recently I have to not do it the way I've always done it, because we can't do the pickup and you don't count time towards that pickup and yada, yada, yada. But, quality, next subject and next roundtable, we're going to talk about the quality of the mail. We'll get into that next. But JB, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Over to Derek. Derek, final statement. And then, obviously we'll have more to say in the next one. What do you got for me?
Yeah. My biggest thing is just status quo. We have to get rid of the status quo in the post office. We're out of contracts more than we're in contracts, and then they're not paying us COLAs and contract raises and all that money they're saving. For them to say we don't have money is a joke, because they're paying us retro with interest and not the capital. And it's hard to change the status quo on the local level. That's my biggest thing. It's like it comes from the highest levels.
I hear you. Very, very, very much, seeing what the theme seems to be in everybody's story is to say that, we're looking up high and we're saying what is going on up there, because we just feel like, everything rains down on us while they're, having steak and lobster. So yeah. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate you coming back on. Hope to see more of you. Mailman Derek, check him out. Jesse, thanks. Final statement. Go ahead, brother.
I don't want to get too dark, guys, but I just want to tell you guys something about me. when I got out the military, I was suicidal. And I met my wife, and I didn't know what to do. And I met her aunt, and she said, "Why don't you work at the Postal Service?" And I applied, and they hired me really quick, and they put me to work really fast, which I love. I love working, and I did a really good job. And between my wife and the Postal Service, it saved my fucking life, guys. And
Post office saved this man's life. How about that?
and I know I talk a lot of shit about the Postal Service, but I fucking love the Postal Service. It's the first delivery service of the United States before all the other ones. And it needs to be brought back to life. It needs to be brought back to life with ideas like unconscious thought, and between Derek and between us. And if we come together and we bring those thoughts together, we can bring the Postal Service back to life, because that's what it needs. That's what it needs. It needs just a different ideas, and it needs a breath of fresh air, you know. And that's all I want to say, man. Just I don't know.
Yes, thank you for man, that's a lot. And I will attest to being in dark places and having feelings of not wanting to be around. And here I am today, 45 years old, father of two, the greatest wife, and going to get a little emotional on Truth here, but that's a hell of a thing to say, followed up by the post office saved my life, that you were suicidal and the post office saved your life. That is as real and as true as a statement that somebody could make, and I know that people in here right now probably have been in some dark places and dark moments, and somehow, some way, this repetitious reflex that we all have in us to come back and do this every day is to say that we're here because we want to be here. Maybe if something came along different, and maybe we had paid a little more attention in school, who knows what it might be. I always say we're all here for a reason in this post office, and most of the time it's probably not the best reason, but at the same time, this is a tough job. And anybody who says this shit is easy is to say that you might say it's easy, but you might also say it's a reflex, to say that reflex has to be on point, and it will deteriorate over time if you let it deteriorate. Your brain, it'll deteriorate your body one way or another. But nonetheless, you take care of yourself, you take care of your family. You're going to come in here every day, and I promise you're going to go out on those streets after 20 years, and you're going to be. I can't stop doing this and feeling like I'm having a good day. I have to get back to this. I take my vacations, but I got to come back to it. I got to have the mail symmetrical. I got to have all those crazy little things in my head balanced, because I love the job. I fucking love my job. I love where I work. I could care less about what management might think anymore about me. I will fight them tooth and nail if there's any injustice done on my clock or even off my clock at this point. People text me as much as they do off the clock than they do on the clock about this place. And I take every one of those messages and I try to get back to everybody. But that's my feeling, is to say, like Jesse, what he felt is definitely something that people in the post office feel. And I never would want them to have to resort to that dark place and give in. So thank you, Jesse. Appreciate you saying what you said and how you said it. Beautiful. Bad mouth. I'm saving unconscious for last because I'm just so happy to see him, and I'll save him for last. Bad mouth. Go ahead.
You're having me follow that. Yeah, Jesse. When I joined the post office, it was not exactly the high point of my life either. So yeah, I feel you, and I think like that's part of why I think we can get really passionate in some of these discussions, is because we all take so much goddamn pride in our job, and we have to fight management every day to do a good job. We have to fight against some of our own coworkers to do a good job. And I think it's really easy for us to run pretty hot. I think that's part of the reason why carriers are divas sometimes. I think we all take if you give a shit, you care so fucking much. You got to fight with management every day to do it, right? So you end up just wanting to pick a fight all the time. And I really appreciate this discussion, and I'm really glad to have met some of y'all, seeing you again, Jesse, and then Yeah, I realize I'm just now kind of getting involved in the YouTube postal universe, and everyone I met has been really dope, and I've already learned a lot in this, and also like having some really wholesome conversations and shit. Like I think it means a lot. So I'm glad to have met y'all, and I hope you guys invite me back again for the next go around.
You got it. You got a VIP reserve seat, brother. You are fantastic, and I appreciate you. I appreciate your level of intellect and your level of scrutiny, and the way that you can elaborate on a thought is very impressive. To say that you could say rat fuck in one breath, and then you could go into this amazing dissertation of an event that happened as a child, and then boom, and then you come out with this amazing monologue you did that's out there on the internet right now that I want more people to see.
Is that the one at the AFL-CIO meeting?
Yes.
Oh, dude, that was I wasn't even gonna say anything.
You got a round of applause in a union setting, which is a hard thing to do.
Well, we were supposed to talk about. I was going to talk about the food drive, and then the guy from the state association, he talked about it, and then someone brought up the government privatizing federal workers' jobs.
And off you went.
And I leaned forward. I said, I think I gotta go say something. And then dude, I gotta give a shout out to Trevor Haas. He rules. But he just goes, okay. And then someone recorded it, and then it got thrown up. But that's all. I know JH.
Bad mouth. I was scrolling TikTok and I randomly saw you there.
Yeah,
man. You're all over the place.
I accidentally went viral on that one. That's all stuff from the 30 for 30 campaign that Next Gen Carriers is putting together. I know Corey's talked about it too, and I know Alan Gigax. A lot of people have been talking about it, but I was specifically going over the talking points for the 30 for 30 campaign. I know JH had John Murphy up on his pod or on at some point to talk about the 30 for 30. So I just want to plug that again. But you guys are dope. I'm going on mute. I'm talking too much,
brother. Unconscious. You got the last word. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I never thought I'll be in a Zoom with Badmouth. I never thought I'd get to meet you. That's amazing.
Jay, that's Jay. That's all Jay.
Got the YouTube podcast crossover.
This is amazing. I feel honored to be here. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get my channel right the next time. I hate that I had technical difficulties, but of course Jay swooped in and saved the day. But yeah, it's so great to see you, and that was a hell of a surprise. I thought it might have been Mike Cariff again. He said, we certainly like that Mike comes in and talks, but seeing you was just like, holy shit, it's about freaking time.
Hey, so to be fair, I did shoot Mike Cariff the entry to here, but I don't know if you saw it in time.
Oh, geez, yeah. I said, Mike can only deal with listening to us yap for so much. I said, but obviously we give everybody a chance, to come and talk. Jay is very, very Switzerland and neutral, and he likes to get everybody in. But Jay said his piece a little bit more about the aggression level of Mike and James Henry being a little bit muted for his taste, and I have to say I agree to that. I understand that not everybody is built to just start shouting and thinking that that's the way to communicate with letter carriers, to say, well, if I show aggression and I act like I'm the big tough guy in the room, they'll listen to me more. I don't believe that so much. It's to say that Unconscious speaks, I listen to him. Badmouth speaks, I listen to him. Jesse speaks, so there is a happy medium to what everybody says in the manner they say it. I personally, I'm a big mouth and I like to yap and I love to talk to people. I hate coming on here solo and saying what I have to say. I love that I can interface with all of these guys and give them the floor and put my, my old school 2 cents in, if that even is a thing. But, I appreciate seeing you and I certainly hope that you will accept the invites for future talks. That you inspired me more to get back on here and start something up. And I can even set up administrators through this Zoom setup to say, if you guys obviously want to be at the helm, I can hand that off to you. And, I'm happy to share with everybody because.
Hey, let's not forget about Mailman Derek, man.
Oh, that knucklehead down there.
I never thought I'd get to meet him either. You know, I mean, this is amazing. I fucking love it.
There he is.
But look,
Hey,
in
we
closing,
dedicate a whole episode to him one day.
Yeah,
I gotta watch it. I've been away.
He got
for
a lot to say.
No, it's again the strife of family. Only so many hours in a day. Your kids might have this going on. There's health issues. Some things you might want to not bring to light. And you say it's very, very. You have to be very locked into doing this. So as I'm thinking, like my little guy is waiting. He came down and poked his head in for a second, like, Daddy, you coming to give me a hug, or do I got to come to you? I'm like, I'm coming. I promise. But I'm glad I did this. I'm going to continue to do this. And you guys are all going to be on that invite list, and we'll keep it going. The conversation has only begun. So I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jay. Jay, are you there?
Wait, hold on. Do we let Thoughts share his last thoughts?
Okay. I got one quick second.
No, go ahead.
I just thought he was gonna say something. I was waiting to hear the note.
I could sure use a Miller High Life right about
There goes the man of the hour.
I appreciate y'all stopping by. I'm glad y'all was able to figure out what it was y'all was going through, and y'all went on for 2 hours and some change. I like the fact that y'all all came together and spoke about the things that needed to be spoken about. I'm hoping this is the first of many. And
promise I'll do more.
I definitely appreciate you, Mr. Badmouth, you, Mr. Derek, JB, Chooch, Mr. Thoughts. I appreciate you reaching out. And Jesse, don't come on here with no sleeves no more, because now I can't show me. It's only one of us that can't have sleeves, brother.
There's only one room for Sheriffin.
I'm really trying to flex here. Yeah.
It's about to get too hot in Texas for me to even have pants on these calls. So I'll be in there with no sleeves next too.
Save the pants for what? This anyway.
Let's keep it PG. All right, guys.
Then.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to say before I go is, remember, this is an election year, right? So after August 28th, I want to say, we're going to be all sent ballots, and the ballot is going to contain nominations for candidates for our national president. At that time, hopefully all the work that's been done to elect someone and the union has come together for our next president. Hopefully when that time comes, we have a set of issues that person can negotiate further, right? Because my fear is that by the time he becomes president, the contract that they're working on now may already be negotiated with the Postal Service. And unfortunately, that's in the hands of our current president, who shall remain nameless, right? However, right, when I talk about the local shop steward, right, you got to remember, he is the guy that you see every day. And sometimes in large offices like mine, where you have 80 carriers, right, when a carrier has a problem, that's the biggest issue to that person going on in their life, right? And the shop steward has to sit there and make sure that carrier knows that his issue is being acknowledged, right? And that's why the local is so important. National politics are national politics, just like in our country, right? We all vote for a president of the United States, but the town of Houston still has bad potholes, right? The president of America doesn't fix the potholes in Houston. The mayor does, and the city council does. So when I speak about the union, I like to talk about it like that, so people can understand that there's different levels to it. And ultimately, yes, the next president can come from the city council of Houston, but it's because the work that he did at the city council of Houston that makes him a potential candidate to run an entire union or a country. And so I don't want anyone to be discouraged or anyone to be disillusioned that everything's going to be fixed with the swift of a magic wand, because that's not how it works.
That's not.
There's a process, and if we want to change the process, there are ways to change the process. There's a way to ratify our Constitution, and that happens at conventions, and that is written in our Constitution. If anyone wants to go online and read it. And I know Badmouth was working with some people. So Badmouth is real familiar with how things can be changed. And there are people in California with great minds. There are people in New York with great minds. There are people all throughout the country. But ultimately, it's working together and coming to some common ground that keeps us together that brings about that change. And until next time, I'll be here and you'll be there. Peace.
Well said. That's his closeout. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
you'll be there. I like that. Good to hear that again. Hope to see you more. I'm gonna be talking to you more. And thank you again, Jay, for straightening out my technical difficulties. I really appreciate that as always. You always got my back. And I want everybody to put their heads down, get a good night's sleep, because most likely you're all going to work tomorrow, like I am. So be safe out there.
I got PT in the morning.
And as I said, I'm hoping to get some vacation time in soon. It's been a minute, so I hope everybody gets a little bit of rest time in. But love you guys, appreciate you. Thanks everybody for sticking around. It's Chooch. That's Bad Mouth. That's Unconscious Thoughts. That's Jesse, Mailman Derek, JB, and the great JH as always. And Nick was supposed to be on, but Nick had to eat like 10 pizzas today or something. So we'll get him back in there. And yeah, thanks for stopping in too. Everybody be safe. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thanks, Juice. Thanks, Joe.
Solidarity forever.
Thanks, Shoot. Thanks for having me on,
Hey,
man.
guys.
Thank you, brother.
Be easy.
Be safe.
Be
Be
safe.
talking.
Be safe.
Later. Hit that end button. There you go. Adios. JH signing off.
I'm signing off.
All right, y'all. Good night.
All right. Thank you, Jay.